William from Muskegon, Michigan said, pound for pound, who do you think made the best hire this coaching cycle? Yeah, that'd be Virginia Tech for me. Pound for pound? Pound for pound means we're not just judging it in a vacuum, right? Like we're accepting that some programs have inferior resources to other programs. So like I'm not just going to say, oh, Lane Kiffin, LSU. Lane Kiffin was the hottest commodity on the coaching market. But pound for pound, Virginia Tech nailed this coaching cycle better than anyone did. Virginia Tech was sitting there, and they fired Brent Pry. You know, now that I wasn't even going to mention Brent. Okay, think about this. Virginia Tech sitting there, season's not going the way they want it to. They fire Brent Pry. They got a coaching opening. Then out of nowhere, Penn State fires easily a top 15 caliber head coach. You are not a top 20 caliber program right now. Virginia Tech hasn't been a top 30 caliber program. And a top 15 caliber head coach just falls in your lap. And oh, by the way, the dude you just fired, he hires as his defensive coordinator. No catch, no strings attached, no scandals, no NCAA sanctions. They just got James Franklin, who had been in the semifinals of the college football playoffs less than the calendar year before. It's the kind of thing where when you tell it to someone, they say, oh, yeah, what's the catch? There's no catch. This is just how college football works now. So Virginia Tech killed it. They crushed it. But then here's where it really gets interesting. If you're telling your friends about this, they're going to be like, oh, man, which school fired that guy? Penn State. Oh, they must be screwed, huh? Well, it's funny you should mention that because I also think Penn State killed it. Penn State's one of the big winners in this hiring cycle. Now, I did not think we were going to be saying this. I've been on record. It is well documented how I felt about the nature of the Penn State coaching search. And I'm not an anti-Pat Kraft guy, but I had my reservations about the way it was being handled. Now, freely admit, I wasn't behind the scenes there, so I didn't get to see all the inner workings. I feel like I have a pretty good idea of how it went, and I thought it was going downhill quick, and I think it was going downhill quick. And then they did what they should have done at the very outset of the search, and they called Matt Campbell. And because of a unique set of circumstances, an elite head coach, tailor-made for the Penn State job, happened to be available because the guy has refused to leave Iowa State for a long time. And we've documented those reasons on this show. We had him on the show the day he was announced at Penn State, and he talked about it if you want to go listen to that interview. And so Penn State somehow made a move that I disagreed with, but most of the fans would agree needed to be made. So we can agree to disagree on that. But whatever I thought about it, they fired James Franklin and somehow just killed it by naming his replacement. To the point where the history books are going to look back on this and probably the context will be lost to time. Penn State fans will remember it, but most people won't remember what the 54 days between Franklin's firing and Campbell's hiring were like. They'll just remember, man, they got rid of James Franklin, and then look what Matt Campbell went on to do. Because I think what he's going to go on to do is really special. So I don't know how you don't call him a winner. I just didn't think that we were going to be talking about that, but yet here we are. That's why you reserve your opinion until the ink dries. And the ink is dried, and Penn State off to the races with Matt Campbell. Jesse, by the way, I highly doubt we have any 2026 schedules, but I would encourage you guys, look at Penn State's schedule this upcoming year. Whew, man. I'll give you time. It's not even January. It's not even the year 2026 yet. Michigan. Oh, wait. Don't do anything, Bradley. Don't touch a thing. There it is. There's Penn State's schedule. We don't even know the order of the games yet. There is, let me tell you what there's not. There's not Ohio State and there's not Oregon. And they go to Michigan, and they get USC at home. And here's an added bonus when it comes to Big Ten scheduling. So the USC game there, you see where it says TBA, like we don't know when the date is going to be? What's fun about that is it could be September 26th, or it could be November 26th. So Lincoln Riley has to sit out there in Los Angeles, knowing the road games he has, but not knowing the dates. And look, hey, if you're playing the Arizona schools and whatnot in the old Pac-12 days, not a big deal. You're playing the Big Ten, so you may have to go to like Piscataway, New Jersey, and State College, Pennsylvania, and Madison, Wisconsin. Yes, September versus November makes a big difference there. But this is not about Lincoln Riley. I want to talk about Michigan. Quick 5-second timeout. Check and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It keeps it free. We love you. All right, back to the show. I've had some more time to think about this. Since the last time we talked, by the way, on the live show at least, Michigan has hired Kyle Whittingham. And the more I think about it, the more I just like it. The more I love it from a pound to, what was it, pound for pound? Yeah, because the question was pound for pound, who made the best hires? Pound for pound to me includes context. And the context at Michigan is this was not a long runway coaching search with no strings attached. This was a coaching search that came out of nowhere because a scandal became a full-blown scandal, became a fired for cause situation out of nowhere. And then they had a coaching search dumped in their lap. I just keep raising fingers. Also, you've got an internal investigation going on up there. You've got an interim president situation. So pound for pound, this was the least ideal time ever to be running a coaching search for Michigan, and they had to do it anyway. And what did they do? They went and got the best head coach, pound for pound, out of the Big 12, whose own program had jettisoned him because coach in waiting never works. It's always a tire fire in the end. And Kyle Whittingham is sitting there at 66 years old. I saw on the Michigan On 3 board the other day, someone who I think played for him at one point described Kyle Whittingham by saying, this dude does 3 things. He coaches football, he works out, and he eats steak. That's it. That's all he does. Those 3 things every day. I don't pretend to know what makes a Michigan man, but probably those 3 things are involved. And so Kyle Whittingham's coming there, and at the very least, it's going to steady the ship. It's going to inject a much-needed shot of solid football culture into the building. You could sell me that this is a short-term hire. You could sell me that he's going to be there the next 7 years. I said in the reaction video we did, could be either or. Could absolutely be either or. But what's important right now is stability. And what's important right now is you're not just bringing in like some old Uncle Remus, to just steady things, be a calming presence. And, if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. But at least people will respect us. No, man, Kyle Whittingham's there to win the Big Ten. He's there to beat Ohio State. He's there to, compete in the playoff. And they can do that because I think the full force of Michigan investment will be behind him. So there's very little risk here. What's the risk? Well, Kyle Whittingham, football coach, what's the risk? Age? Why do we, as a society, hate old people so much? Because they're lame. No, they are not. It's a line from The Office. That's not me. That's Creed. I think Kyle Whittingham's going to do fine. The more I thought about it, the more I think, wait a second, pound for pound, this is one of the best hires of the cycle. So there you go. And lastly, go a little bit off the radar here, but it's just one of the hires I'm irrationally excited about. Alex Golesh at Auburn. Alex Golesh at Auburn is one of the best hires of the cycle. Not many people will echo me on that. That's okay. I thought Auburn was on the precipice of historically fumbling their coaching search. And then Alex Golesh was available. And now he's the head coach at Auburn. And I think it's a puzzle piece fit. I felt that way. I felt that way before he got hired. I just didn't know that Alex was going to be a serious candidate there. Like I thought it may be one cycle too early for him to get that caliber job. Turns out it wasn't. So he got that caliber job. I just think it's going to work. All the intangibles plus the tangibles, not the least of which is quarterback recruiting and development, production. We went down the long list of quarterback inefficiencies that have plagued Auburn football. And I don't know if he'll win 11 games per year there, but I doubt they're going to lose because they can't get quarterback figured out. So Alex Golesh will get quarterback figured out. I think he's got the right blend of like new school mentality, but old school values that will work there. I think he'll fully embrace Auburn. I think Auburn will fully embrace him. And I just think he's going to kill it there. So Alex Golesh, I cheat a little bit because like I know Alex, most of college football doesn't really know him. You know that he was at Tennessee. I think you know that. And you know he was the USF guy. And he's got a unique last name. Like that's kind of what you know. Oh, by the way, he's Russian, right? Yeah, okay. That's what you know about him. He's a really good football coach. And I think he's what they need.